And next time you see us, we'll be out on the water. This is Mike Paletta with BassYakwards TV. You guys have a good one. 1,711 days since we last posted a video. We're back. New name, new adventures, same crew. So before we get started, I should probably answer the question of where the hell did we go? And it's a long story. I will talk more about what happened with why things shut down at a later date, but to sum it up in the shortest form, I had to make a decision as to whether or not I was going to continue down this road of doing YouTube, even though it was affecting my love for the sport that I've been doing since I was a little kid, or if I would shut down operations for what I thought was for good and go back to fishing for fun again. And ultimately, that's the choice that I made. I never thought that this day would come, but things change. And here we are. So before we get started as to what the future is going to hold, I want to catch you up on where everyone's been in these 4 years. Let's start with Trent. So, Trent is now a dad. Trent is also now married to his long-term girlfriend. All massive changes in the past 4 years, and all things for the better. And I could not express how excited I am to fire this channel up again and work alongside with Trent. Dude is an absolute fish-catching machine. He's a hell of a person, and I'm glad I get to call him my friend. The next one is Patton. Patton and I still fish on a regular basis together. All the time. Patton is never going away. Patton is my best friend on the planet. And I'm thankful for him. Because during the YouTube years, things got a little rocky. And they got a little rocky because he started noticing things changing before I did. And I wish I would have seen it sooner. Patton started realizing that doing this YouTube thing was affecting the fun in fishing, how I spent my day fishing, my attitude towards fishing, and he made the wise choice to start slowly backing himself away from it. And it sucked at the time when I didn't understand it. But then I realized exactly what was going on. And I finally understood what was happening. I wish I would have noticed it sooner. But we are still the best of buds. Like I said, we are still out fishing on a regular basis together. And I'm actually excited that he's going to jump back in on this project a little bit. Now, I want to introduce you to 2 new casts of characters that are joining the team. We're going to start first with my buddy Nate. So, you've probably seen him if you've been following my personal Instagram that I kept going after the channel shut down. You've probably seen Nate a lot. We also go out fishing a lot, go out duck and goose hunting a lot together. Nate is one hell of a character. I love the kid to death. And I'm so excited to bring him in on this because I think he's going to add some of the fun and energy that I let slip away. And Nate's passion for life and passion for just getting out there and enjoying the outdoors is exactly what the channel was missing towards the end. And I don't know if there's anything that is going to be able to take that away from him. So I am beyond excited to get Nate out here and get some footage and show you guys just how awesome of a man this guy is. The next cast member that I want to introduce is my buddy Jagger. So Jagger and I met working at a machine shop together. Instantly hit it off because we are both outdoorsmen, we're hunters, fishermen, and like Nate, I don't know if anything will take that away from this kid. We've been out fishing and hunting together, not as much as Patton and Nate, but we've gotten out there, and he's got some learning to do when it comes to fishing the big lakes. He's used to fishing the smaller lakes in Ohio, so I'll give him credit. It's a little bit of a learning experience, but we'll get there. But Jagger's got an interesting approach and fishes in a style that none of us other guys do. He likes throwing his big swim baits. He likes throwing just stuff that I don't normally approach. So having Jagger on the team is going to be really cool for me. So I can learn from him, and hopefully you guys learn from him as well. The last one, and I saved this one for last because it still blows my mind trying to wrap my head around it, is my nephew that if you followed the channel previously, you've seen before. I don't know when this kid decided it was a good idea to grow up on me, but yeah, he's 19 now, and he's in college. I don't like this. I'm getting old. He's still out fishing, still out hunting, does all the stuff that he grew up doing with me, and he will absolutely be featured on the channel when he can, when baseball season will allow him. But then there's me. And I guess my life could be summed up simply as incredible. What has changed in the past 4 years is not just jobs, it's not just attitude, it's everything that was going on in my life. We'll start out by saying that I married my long-term girlfriend, and as of November, we welcomed our first child into the world, a son named after my dad. And if you know me and you know the story behind it, you know why it meant so much to me to be able to name a child after the man that raised me. Here's a picture that Grandpa's probably not going to be happy about showing, and I don't look the greatest either. But had Dad been able to join us in that one, there would have been 4 generations of Michael Paletta in one photo. And it's really awesome. But I do have to show this next one, because the day that our lives officially changed forever. They changed a couple days before this when our baby boy was born, but they changed forever when we took him home. Home is another one. Shortly after shutting the YouTube channel down, maybe not shortly, a couple years, I bought my first house with my now wife, and 3 weeks later we went and got married. So that was in 2022, and what a whirlwind of a year that was. I bought a boat. I stopped kayak fishing. We'll get into that one in another video. But other than that, life has changed and life has stayed the same, but something that changed that I wasn't quite ready for, but I needed to be ready for, was changing the way I thought about life. I always thought I was invincible. I always thought I was going to live forever. And I thought my dad was the same way too. And when he passed away, things in my head started changing. And that's what partially led to the shutting down of the YouTube channel. I needed to take a step back and not only prioritize myself and my mental health, but also realize that I was falling short in my personal life. I was not applying myself at work the way I should have been. I wasn't being the best role model to my niece and nephew. I wasn't being the best boyfriend at the time. Wasn't being the best son. And with Dad passing away, it changed things, because you can't have that anymore. There was no safety net. I was the man of the house. I had to be the one to take care of this stuff, because if not me, who? I needed to take responsibility for where I was at work and what I wanted to get out of work. And since 2020, my career has skyrocketed. I went from a low-level quality inspector in a machine shop to being a quality manager at another machine shop. There's been a couple steps in there along the way, but I'm actually at a place now that I'm happy to be at. And I'm happy to go into work, and I'm happy to do the things that I'm doing, and that's a pretty incredible experience for me. And it's an experience that I didn't think I was going to have. Taking accountability and ownership of my path and what I needed out of life dramatically changed everything. And I think that's why, after deliberating for some time, I'm ready to get back into this YouTube thing. Now, if you followed us before, you know the channel's name was BassYakwards TV. It was because we were bass fishing out of kayaks, but it was also because I tend to do things a little ass backwards compared to most. And while the name fit at the time, and I'm still proud of everything that we did, I can't continue with that name. So instead, I would like to introduce you to the new channel, or new channel name per se, named after the book that I wrote in honor of my dad's life. So this is now going to be, going forward, known as Beyond the Cast Filmworks. And I am extremely excited for you to join us in this adventure, and I hope you find some things worthy of giving us your time. There's going to be some fishing videos, but not like they used to be. There's going to be a lot of short clips of fishing, some rigging tips, bait ideas, stuff like that. But I'm not going back to the way things were, because I was spending too much time in front of a computer instead of being on the water. So things are going to be a little different this time, but they're still going to be the same. Well, I guess that wraps it up. So hopefully you're excited for the ride, because I know I am. And I guess it's time to retire this hat. And instead, I'll put on this one. And I'll have more information for you soon about the significance of this logo. This is Mike Paletta speaking, and I hope you guys have a good one. Welcome to the show.